Good afternoon, or should I say good evening? I mean, it's 3 minutes after 8 p.m. So good evening. My name is Tumi Tladi and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the final episode for this session, where there's video number 5 for today. We're going to be talking, we started with a base view model. We went to commands, we looked at connectivity view, and then we just did a video on busy indicator from Syncfusion. And now we're going to be doing this final episode, which is show toast messages. So it's going to be a short video because we covered the majority of the things, particularly when we looked at connectivity view, because it works hand in hand with connectivity view. So let me show with an example. You see this icon on my physical device, this guy. So that's the icon, right? So it's a NuGet package that you bring in to have these toast messages showing up, right? So if I do this, as you can see here, it says identical dogs, right? So now it says let me do this. So I do have a bug, that one I'm going to be honest about. So you see different colors. So there are those that are showing in red and there are those that are showing in green, right? And then those that are showing in red, it says internet connection lost. We should check our internet connectivity and try again. But the ones that are showing up in green, they says the connection was found and then that it was successfully established. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to remove them and I'll show you how they get to be there, right? So let's do that, but let's go to the code first. Like I said, just to recap on one of the previous episodes we did, let's go to the view models. Let's go to the base view model because everything's here. We covered the topic on connectivity, right? We are done. So the topic of connectivity, in effect, there's more to that because the constructor, what it does is that it's subscribing to this event handler, and this event handler asynchronously, it's now, well, not asynchronously, but it's actually subscribing to the current connectivity changed event handler. And then asynchronously, this event handler, what it does is that it's calling check connectivity method, and then this check connectivity method asynchronously, what it's doing is showing the toast message. So if there's no internet connectivity, is going to vibrate. We are done with that. It's going to show these guys. But what else is going to do is that it's going to show the toast message. So what it takes, the method, it takes in the title, it takes in the description, it takes in the color. So if there is no connectivity, it's red. If there is connectivity, it's going to show with green. And then we have the description, and therefore we have the title. So the method itself, this show connectivity, is just down here. So that's the name of the method. Now before I talk about this, what really goes on into this method, let me do this. Before I talk about what goes into this method, I want to talk about that this is the NuGet package, if I still remember correctly. So let's see. Let's go to dependencies. Let's look at the packages. Let's see. Yes, it is. It's called the toast.forms.plugin. That's the name of the plugin. So we have it on the shared, but do we have it on a platform-specific projects like Android? Let's confirm that with references. Where is it? Yes, there we go. Toast.forms.plugin. So that means it's supported on Android. So what about iOS? Platform specific project. So let's go for references. Yes, there we go. Toast.forms.plugin. So not only did I want to show you that you can add these fancy plugins there, but let's start with iOS. If we go to app.delegate.cs, there we go. Let's see if do we register this or not. In fact, we do register it. Do you see this line number 38? It says there's a plugin toast.forms, right? We register and initialize the toast notification class if I were to target iOS. I do have an iPhone, an iPad, but I don't have a MacBook because I don't have Xcode to test my app on those physical devices or emulator. But this is how I went ahead and set it up. So what it does, it has this dependency service. It comes from Xamarin.Forms. What it does, it's a static class that provides the dependency service, where get of type dependency fetch target factory method for retrieving platform specific implementation of the specified type class. In this case, toast notification. So we are registering this toast notification. As you can see, it comes from plugin.toast. And then after that, we register and then we are initializing it. So this is iOS. So what about Android? Good question. So we're gonna go to main activity. Main activities, give it a couple of seconds. There we go. So let's scroll all the way down. There we go. So line number 36. We are also registering and initializing the toast notification class. We are doing the same thing using dependency service of Xamarin. We register that toast notification and then we are initializing it. Okay. So the difference between iOS is that we don't pass in anything on the init, but on Android we are passing something which is this. Okay, this instance or this activity. So that's it. That's why we initialize it. Then let's go back. Now, how do we make use of those implementations? So this is asynchronous method. It's a custom method, my own method, right? So it's public async task. It takes in the title, description, and the color. So the color, if the color is red, it's gonna use this code for color red, else it's gonna use green. So this is the color, icon color. So we call this icon color. It's very important. And then for the results, we are building the result out of the dependency service, getting this iToast notificator. You see it's an interface from this plugin.toast. So it's called iToast notificator. And then we are calling this method notify, passing in this notification options. So notification options allows us to know these things, like we have access to a title, we have access to the description, we are saying clear from history, which is false. Maybe this is where the bug is, because I'll show you what's wrong with this thing. But note this line 254, clear from history says false, and then allow tap in notification center false. Why is it false? And then is clickable false. Why did I make them false? That's a good question, because I remember testing this thing extensively. Okay, so this is for both the iOS and Android, right? These options for notifications. But for Android, you can have platform specific options for Android, which is Android options, where we, the hex color, we're going to use that icon color, and then we're going to force open app on notification tab. It's false. But I just want to show that we can also have access to iOS options. So it's going to be iOS options, new iOS options. There we go. And then we're going to do this. And if I see the properties, you see we have batch count, we have a set batch count. So like I said, I'm not going to do this because I'm unable to test the iOS version of this app at the moment. So, but just know that that's a flexibility for it. And then here, if notification action was timed out, what can we do here? If it was clicked, you can do something. If the result is that the action was clicked, if it was dismissed, you can do something. If the application was hidden, you can do something. If it failed, you can do something. So I left it there to help me to know that I'm flexible in making use of this. So don't worry about this change. It won't persist. It will disappear in a second. before I run the app again. There we go. So let me show with the actual app. So right now we don't have that, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna launch this guy. It's fine, you can launch. Base indicator checking for the updates. Please wait until you watch this video. It's the next video. We're gonna talk about the version update. Here you're gonna see the database data moving from the MVC, which is the portal for the administrator, to the database, and then how mobile application through web API is going to talk to the database. It's going to be fantastic. Okay, so check this. Let me turn off this guy. Look at this icon. It showed up. There we go. So that was the first time, right? I'm gonna do this. I wanted to show that there's a bug. No, there isn't a bug. Do you see this? It's showing once. The color is red. It says internet connectivity or connection lost. It makes sense. The reason why I'm saying I have an error is gonna show this. But if I turn on the Wi-Fi, there we go. Now it showed the second one. You see this one? There we go. It's perfect. It showed it that it was found, which is fantastic. But why does it leave this guy here? But this shows that it works, you know, it really works. The icon, that's the icon right there, and the color, you know. So I just want to understand something here. Here we are saying clear from history. Maybe if we say clear from history could have been true, it will dismiss the previous one, right? It's clickable, doesn't matter. Allow tap in notifications. But the problem is that with this one, it doesn't show like the tab. I don't know why. I'm curious about something. So let's dismiss this guy. Wait, sorry. I'm on the app. Let's also dismiss this guy. And then the application is in the background, right? And I want to turn off Wi-Fi. Yeah, it doesn't show that pop-up. You know that pop-up? But I think it used to show. It's there, but it doesn't show that it's lost. Even though I restore it, it doesn't show that pop-up. Let me do this quickly. So we are back on Wi-Fi. See, now there are two, but it doesn't show that, and that's my concern. But what happens if I dismiss it? Like we said, there's nothing's gonna happen. But if I click it, nothing happens. It's just gonna dismiss itself. So that is notification message showing toast messages. So it's a very, very interesting thing. I'm gonna play with this again to test it, make sure that it's good to go. But other than that, this is the only thing I want to do for today, and I will meet again tomorrow. I can't wait to do version updates because that video is gonna be everything. I'm gonna be connected to the internet, and then you get to see this this feature, version updates, how I came up with it. It's very interesting, and I will probably move to startup because I feel like startup, it's making use of a version update. Startup, it's making use of a version update, and then we'll talk about app shell once we're inside, and we'll go nuts from there. But this list is gonna grow, trust me. So now we have a problem here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This was supposed to have been 12. There's 13. There's 14. There's 15. 16. We'll talk about icons. Talk about images. Okay, what am I doing here? And then video number 19. It's called the voice messages, not device. So this list is gonna grow. So with that being said, if you found the material to be good, please subscribe, like, tell the fellow developers that this is good stuff. It's with a real life demo. It's fantastic. It's everything. With that being said, thank you very much. Until next time.